All right, what is up, everyone? Hope you all are staying safe out there as always. Welcome back to the Rev and Trading channel. It has been quite a few minutes, quite a few days since I've gotten to make a video. I've been working hard on some new updates, and that's been taking all my time. Just really stoked for the new things that are about to come out. Hopefully, one in the next week at most. I've been holding off because just really trying to tweak it and get it right. But several things I have been working on, some bumper band stuff and some Rev and Ribbon stuff. So stay tuned for all of that. Right now, the markets are not looking super great, specifically Bitcoin. The markets did have a bit of a pullback today, but unfortunately, Bitcoin has been going sideways while the markets have been rallying. So when you have a pullback in general markets, Bitcoin pulls down to new recent lows. Now, we did see a bit lower in November of last year. We saw down to the 80K area. But yeah, for the recent history, this is a new low in quite a while, which is not good. There's a little bit of hope on a couple time frames, and I will look at those later. But right now, my bias is down. I just posted this on the Discord, but I went short with the 1 day closing below this dotted midline. Now, we do see on the 4-hour, there are every once in a while fake outs where when you see a close below this dotted, what I call the dotted midline, support 1 dotted midline, there was a rally. This one, though, rallied immediately. So what you saw was a 1 candle closure below. The next 3 candles were a rally and closed above. We did not see that here. We saw a strong close below to the same point. The next candle, though, closed even below this dotted resistance 2 band or support 2 band, which to me that's just even more weakness in the market. So, and we did see back here, plenty of times where it closed below that in a better position. Now, these are my more favorite positions to get in is when you close below, but it's closer to the support band right here. And you do see, a few bounces back and forth, but that was, a great close right there, where if you would have gone short from there to wick, longest wick is about a 6.78% move. Generally, I would take profit at a few places. One would be each time it hits this dotted midline right there, and then when it hits the bottom band would have been probably where I would have taken all of my trade off the table. But yeah, looking back in the past, there's a few times again where it does rally even on the 4-hour where it closes below, but this was a little bit different because it was a very strong close. I suppose my bias will change around. Let me look at the 1 day time frame here. I'm going to, I'll go ahead and talk about this stuff because this is some of the new things that are coming. One is kind of signals slash it puts into action the things I talk about. So when it closes above this dotted midline, we go long, and we do see take profits. And I have scalping, a bunch of stuff going on here, which I will explain. But I have scalping plays going on, take profit. So you can take profit, have a scalp entry, take profit. What the frick? No, thank you. Sorry about that. Okay, anyway, so all that to say, once we see a close below here, we saw this exit trigger. Now, there are some nuances here because on the 1 day time frame, we did see it just barely close. Let me change this to these dotted lines are a little bit harder to see. I probably should just change them, but it was just barely below that that dotted support 1 band. So my main thing that I've seen in the past, if we close barely below it, if the next day closes above it, there's some hope. And once we see kind of the bands flatten out and get less in a downward position, that's when I start kind of going long again. I immediately actually went short and posted this on the Discord as soon as I saw that close below it, and I will remain short unless I see tomorrow. If I see a close above, I'll probably take half my position off and then go from there. And if I see it close below, I'll just keep the whole position and slowly take profit over the next few days or a week or however long it takes to break down. But we do see, again, when it closes above this, we do see generally some nice rallies. Now, I was hoping this rally would get to the midline. That's where I really wanted to take some profit off. I took a little bit of profit here, but I immediately just closed my long and went short when I saw that close below. And we do see in the past, you can see just, where it swings and where it exits. There are probably better risk exits than this. But for example, a short trade, a short swing, this is where I would consider swing, just like this was a long swing. It takes profit at each band level, and then also um, you can have scalp plays going where it enters back in and kind of trades back and forth. So that's some new stuff that is coming. I'm not going to look at any of that or talk about that much right now, but I do want to look at some times in the past. This was a decent time. I actually need to tweak a few things, but sometimes in the past where it had a trend short. Where's the last time we saw that? Right over here was one. So we saw a trend short. Now this is taking a risk exit or exiting the trade whenever it closes above where the support one band was at. So the trend short happened right here. The next risk exit, good night, was where the support one band was right there. The next one was where the support one band was right there, and so on and so on. And so when we finally saw price start to move up, it did exit, but we did get a few take profits in here, and that's what I'm kind of looking at most likely to happen. Now maybe we just go down to what would this have been? This is about a 13% move, 14% move from trade to wick. Maybe we see that. Let's see what 14% from here would be. And then we see price consolidate. Gosh, that's kind of far. Yeah, 70K area, 72. And then we see price consolidate there, go sideways, and then a bit of a bounce. And then we'll kind of take it a day at a time. But I do expect price to come down. Now, whether it's 14%, I'm not sure. I'm going to be taking profit before that. I'll probably take profit at 80K and then at 78K. Maybe a slight bit at 82K, but that's my game plan. On the 5-day, this again is a little bit of hopium, I suppose. We do have this support one band right here. So we maybe could see some sideways here. We could see a bounce off of that, but we did see the oscillator turn down on the 5-day time frame, so that's not super great to see. Yeah, it's a little bit of hopium, and we have seen times in the past where once price started to base off of this support one band, there was some rallies from there, but I don't know that we're in the same kind of trading period because of the weakness we've seen. In the past here, we saw it close above that dotted line, that dotted support band. And if I'm just going really broad strokes trend, once we see a close below this dotted support band on whatever time frame we're looking at, if we don't see a close above that midline, I'm still long-term bearish or bullish if it was a close above. So this just shows kind of market weakness. Again, we've been talking about this for quite a while. Market weakness and not enough strength to flip positive. So that is what I'm looking at the 5-day time frame. 10-day time frame, that's a daily. 10-day time frame, not much better. Again, I was looking at much too high of a rally here going into the next couple 10-day time periods. Maybe we do see that, and again, a bit of hopium. We are not below this dotted support band on the 10-day time frame, and the oscillator is kind of running out of momentum. However, we got to close above 96K on a 10-day time frame, and we're not even close to that. So maybe this sees another push. This could very well, be in a position where we see one last push to the downside, then things even out. And this support one band is around 74K. The dotted support is at 66. So I don't know. I'm not immediately saying we're going to 66 right now, but I'm kind of looking a bit lower, and unless we see a bounce off of this 82K area, which is why I'm taking a little bit of profit at 82K on the 1-day, as I mentioned earlier. If we see a bounce here on the 10-day time frame, okay, feeling much better. But yeah, again, monthly time frame, just saw a rejection of this support one band. So if you've been watching the videos for a while, I was hoping we'd get up to 102K area. Did not get close. On a monthly time frame, got within 4%. So I guess that's not a complete failure, but monthly time frame momentum is to the downside. And again, I'm not in a bear market per se until we're on a monthly seeing it close below this dotted support band. So to me, that would be, all of my strategies are short, and I only hedge long here and there. at that point. But right now, I am hedging short by hand trading short, and my strategies are still going long. So, all right, we'll look at a couple other things and then move on from here. Tesla, I've been trading Tesla a bit. This one had a bit of a fake out back here where it closed below this dotted support band, then rallied, but it had a swing. So this is where I look for swings off of these bands right here, and it swung back down and now it closed below. So Tesla showing weakness right now as well. I guess it's a bit of consolidation, but in my book, that's trending. Start is getting close to trending down. And well, again, this is only a 4-hour time frame. We're not on the daily. I guess I could look at a daily real fast. I want to reset my settings though. I'll just reset that real fast and just look at a daily. Yeah, the daily we're okay. We're just on this support one band, and we have all the way down to 404K to see a swing off of there, or anywhere in this area. We do generally see swings off of that. And again, this is another what I'm talking about on the daily time frame. If we see a close below and the next candle is immediately above, now this obviously had a gap in there, immediately above, that kind of reverses my bearish bias immediately. And then when, if we can gain support and that turns into support again, that's what I'm looking for. Again, best case scenario is what happens tomorrow. But okay, last thing to look at, silver on the 4-hour time frame, just because it's kind of interesting right now. We were seeing trend, so trend is anytime it closes above this, and we saw massive moves to the upside, and we saw that become support. So as long as that is support, we are seeing a trend in motion, and I'm staying very bullish on 4-hour for silver. We just saw a close below that, however, for silver. So my thoughts right now is probably what happens is we generally see some weakness in the markets over the next day or so. Bitcoin pulls a bit lower, and then we'll see if the markets show strength after that. Maybe it holds Bitcoin up, but yeah, not really holding my breath. And my thoughts. So all right, that's all for today. Wish I had more hopium. But for the bears out there, things are looking pretty good. And yeah, again, watch for some updates for the Rev and Ribbons and some bumper band stuff coming soon. All right, talk to y'all next time.